should I introduce you? Let me introduce you.
Yeah, sure.
So, My Life as a Video Game is a web series that's coming up. You're about to hear all about it if you don't know about it, but the creator, the writer, director, the visionary behind it is my friend Petros Ioannou, and this is him right here, so give it up because he's
My last name is incredibly hard to pronounce. This is the panel for My Life as a Video Game. As you guys probably well aware, this is Brent. He sings music and lyrics. He also plays a floating head in this show. I'm Petros. I'm the writer-director behind it. Well, no, actually, I directed barely any of it, but produced it, and I'm also the lead actor in it. You guys are probably among the first few to actually see the pilots outside of closed quarters, where I'm cringing. I'll probably still be cringing here, but it should be, I'm hoping you guys will enjoy it. Now, before we show it, I want to take a picture of all you guys. Is that okay?
Yeah!
Say Timbits, Timbits.
Oops!
Okay, give me 1 second.
Well, it's an iPhone, that's wrong.
Oh, your pen?
Selfie.
Don't move.
Ready? Don't move, guys. I'm panoraming this.
This is so meta and surreal. Watch what you guys all pose.
Wait, I'm so confused.
Alright, okay. I'm very ready to use the panorama function, and I think it's awesome the fact that that the photo couldn't take just one half of it. So thank you all of you for coming. I know you can probably hear me, I just like doing this. Alright, in the lights, we'll show the pilot.
What? Oh.
Okay, now a little funny story just before we get into things. That last bit where it said executive producer me, my co-editor decided to change that to large penis wrangler, which I only changed about like a day before we came because I did not realize until the last minute. And I considered leaving it, but I thought it might be just a feather in the cap too much. I don't want to reveal too much about yourself. That's screenwriting 101.
Well, I mean, a wrangler, right? Like, what exactly would a wrangler of large penises like? Doesn't sound.
Peni.
It sounds like a hard job, is all I'm saying.
Okay,
what do you think? Let's take a vote. Who wants to use mics?
so my call not to, but wait, I did the wrong way around. Who wants me to use the mic if he doesn't?
I can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you fine.
Because you're speaking from your diaphragm.
I'm talking.
Then I will speak loudly so everybody can hear me.
Wow. Yeah. What are you, English?
What?
Great.
Oh, yeah.
This is Sparta!
He actually is Greek.
And this is my
His
name.
name. Yeah. So, what happens now?
Well, this is the part where we can choose which we want to do. Do you want us to ask you questions, or do you want to ask us questions first?
You can ask us.
Yeah.
Alright.
This is your new thing.
Okay.
What
So,
do you want?
here's how the first question's going to go. Obviously, we're going to be doing live-action video games in this series. We're going to be showing you 3 episode arcs, which will be self-contained stories set in each genre. This year, we're doing first-person shooters, side-scrolling beat-em-ups like Double Dragon, and space combat simulators like Star Fox and Wing Commander, which he does say do a barrel roll. It's good. So, I'm going to point to someone in the crowd, and you are going to say what other genres you would like to see. Okay? You back there.
RPG.
RPG. Solid.
You in the front there with white t-shirts.
RTF.
You are not going to make this easy for us, are you?
That's a tricky one. How would you?
And maybe there. At least, yeah.
Oh, yeah, Alicia. Close.
Alicia,
You're
yes.
close. I don't know, like some weird like MMO series would be kind of cool. I don't know how you do that, but you might maybe be able to do like 2 episodes combined or something. That'd be kind of fun.
What I think is a Power Ranger back there.
Yes. I do a curtain fire shooter. Have you seen those?
What?
Have you seen one of those, like, so there was one of those you know, like things like Galaga, but it's like, but it's this Japanese.
Have you heard of Toho?
Toho. Have you ever watched?
Kind of like space, like
So
some
you
like.
want to do
it's
Last
sort of like-
Starfighter
it's-
in this Last Starfighter?
Yeah, it's sort of like oh, well, like here's like your standard, you know, shooter where like little planes that go out,
Right.
and then all of a sudden, the whole screen's filled with ammo.
Basically bullet hell.
Right.
Bullet hell.
We actually kind of do have that a little bit in Space Combat Simulator episodes, which is the last 3 of the season. Do that. Platform.
Oh,
That's simple, good, but very good, and we actually have plans for that in the future, quite hefty plans as well.
oh, please.
You had your turn.
No. Racing? Like that would be cool. That'd be hilarious.
Back there with the Colorful Kingdom Hearts
Japanese
t-shirt.
visual novels?
Sorry, can you say that again?
Awkward Japanese visual novels?
That'll be the sequel series. My life is an awkward Japanese.
My life is hentai.
Midget dating sim.
Okay, we'll take 2 more of these. Black Mage.
Don't know how it would work, but puzzle game. Do Tetris.
I do know how it works. That's why I write the show. Black and yellow guys.
Survival horror.
I don't mean to sound a bit racist, by the way, just FYI. I mean, your coat is black.
It's horrible.
Keep thinking about
You're gonna hit gold. You're gonna hit it.
it. Okay, can I, just to make you feel like you're not the only person in the room that says stupid shit like that, okay, does everyone know Sean Hatton of Elect Play?
Yep.
Yeah.
Wonderful dude. He's a brown dude, and he was saying something about how pink to him is a masculine color, and I was like, yeah, what's more pink than dick? You're brown. We have a good laugh over it, but sometimes we can't, and I'm one of them sometimes. So
It was once considered a color of voice.
what
That
is
is actually true.
It is true. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Alright,
He was going with that.
now we're going to do sort of a lightning round version of that. I'm going to point to you guys in the audience, and you're going to say your favorite game. Don't think about it, just say off the top of your head. Dan.
Really?
Yes, really. Now.
Guardian Legend.
Awesome. Kelly.
Offense 4.
Awesome. Fantastic. Also one of my favorites. Logic in the front.
Fallout 3.
Wow.
Like 1 and 2.
What's the lightning round?
I'm critiquing you. Optimus.
Zelda.
Kirby's Dream Land.
I'm guessing yours is Zelda back there.
Any particular Zelda title?
Yes.
Freedom Side.
Okay.
Like a lot of people.
Interesting. Never heard that.
The Zelda series is definitely something that divides people, isn't it? Like, very few people have got the same favorite, except Ocarina of Time.
You know, the older I get, the more I think 2 is a masterpiece and everybody else is an idiot. I love it.
I'm the guy who runs around saying
He really
All right, your Team Yoshi.
He says he feels
Super Metroid.
Redhead.
Paper Mario.
Fantastic. Half naked dude.
What are you doing? Why are you?
What's your favorite game? Off the top of your head.
Link to the Past.
okay.
See, I just asked you guys what genres you'd like to see, and what your favorite games. You all gave me completely different games, so that's why I'm really going to enjoy making this series, because it'll be something for everyone. And that goes about where you guys can ask us questions. So,
Well, can I just suggest that I just realized that watching the pilot, if anyone just happened in and didn't actually know the concept, the pilot basically sets up what's about to happen, but I feel like we've only given bits and pieces to actually what's going to happen. Maybe you could explain, like, I mean, you said this thing about story arcs, but like, what happens to Dawn, what the first few episodes are. This is stuff that, like, me as the guy who's in my apartment shooting myself as a floating head in front of a green screen with a green suit on, I'm finding it out as I go, and it's exciting to read the script, see where it's going, and so I think maybe elucidate.
he doesn't read the scripts in advance. I'm always seeing him going.
The thing is,
It's well because he doesn't care.
who else does that? Seth Green, thank you, front row. Seth Green does that with Family Guy episodes, where he wants it to be in the moment, and so he does it off the cuff, and he actually too often ends up giggling because he's getting the jokes as he goes. And you know, once you have the Chris voice down, you know. Anyway, so
Elephants are bigger in person.
I mean, yeah.
Was that supposed to be Chris?
Yeah.
Suppose Yoda.
So as you can see, I'm not a very good actor.
Not all big penis wranglers are also good vocalists. They sometimes,
yeah. Okay. So the series is centered around Don DeWitt, who is a guy's been a gamer his whole life, to kind of the detriment of the rest of his life a little bit to a certain extent. But One day, as you see, he finds himself pulled into an alternate reality where video games are real life. And he meets Kara, who you saw at the beginning and the very end there, who is a fallen space princess, who, from her world, she is trying to unite all the video game heroes together to take back her throne. And she has a computer AI. Did I just hear the Metal Gear Solid thing go on?
Yes, you
Yes.
I really want that as my ringtone.
It doesn't take much to download it.
Sweet. And she has a cocky computer AI. Played by this guy.
Hello.
Hello.
That's me. Yep.
What's happening?
Yeah, it's kind of like if I mean really well yeah, that's how it goes. It ended up being if Brental Floss had to be Zordon,
Yeah.
basically, or Holly from
be Zordon.
or you know
He was born to be Zordon, let's face it.
yes, it's true. Put me in a big formaldehyde jar and let me go.
That is exactly
That's not how menu talks.
Menu does not talk like that, as you saw.
That sounds more like
I should mention in advance that a lot of the effects in this pilot are still being done. Like his effects are going to be replaced by a new actor. I'm joking. Without have to give amazing taste and rankings without him, this series would never, ever in a million years happen. So maybe a million and one, you know, somewhere around that. So everyone, please join me in a round of applause for Brett. Sorry, brain fart. Oh yeah, that's what it was. Okay, so the story is basically about Don and Kara and Menu jumping from world to world, trying to unite the video game heroes, defeat the video game villains all together to take back Kara's space throne.
But along the way, I think, without spoiling too much, there's, I think, revelations about Don's past and
Oh yeah.
certain things that, I mean, the thing is, as opposed to a series that just makes jokes and, you know, does one-off satires, there are questions that will take a while to unfold and be answered. I mean, we're not trying to be lost here, but it's like, the idea that there's more...
I'm never giving you answers, ever.
God.
Even when it ends.
Yeah, seriously.
What the hell happened?
I don't know. That's a different panel, I think.
Yeah.
Probably a 3-hour-long one. But should we switch to Q&A?
Yeah, just after I have one last thing to say. Yeah, as Brent was just saying, I wanted to create something that didn't just satire things. In the past, I've had a few people compare this to Freddie Wong's series Video Game High School, which, by the way, I'm in this season. There's the difference between that and this, like, VGHS is a high school show that has video games in it and is very much a straight up comedy. What we're trying to do is we've got comedic elements. Did anyone here watch Chuck?
Yeah.
Imagine that sort of tone. Like it's got a serious tone to it, but it's got comedy to it. It definitely has dry sarcasm from Floating Head.
Yes.
So
And gloves, don't forget hands.
yeah, that's actually a line.
Yeah.
I wish I could show you guys episode 2. I intended to, but unfortunately that is still in the works. All of it has finished filming, and we are hoping to have it out soon enough. We're aiming for September. But in the meantime, who wants to ask any questions? Power Ranger.
Woot. Okay. So we heard earlier this morning during the Nostalgia Critic Q&A that there will be another musical coming out.
Yeah, but it technically won't be part of my life as a video game, which is the panel you're at.
I'll have to wait till
I
the
may
next
appear in
panel.
bloopers, but
That's true, Patrick may appear in bloopers. Sorry you were one of the people with questions. I don't want to discourage them, but I feel a little bit awkward considering this is my life as a video game panel. So I will say, it's okay. Here's what I'm going to say. My panel tomorrow at 1 is where I'll be able to elaborate on that. So, yeah. Do the... What would they
Sweepy
do?
hat.
Tyrannosaurus Rex. Yeah, from one at a time, yeah.
So, I don't know if you guys consider this spoilers, but I'm just wondering how you guys explain the whole jumping from world to world thing.
well, I wouldn't call it spoiler so much because it's not really a huge reveal. But Kara lives now on a spaceship. Menu runs the spaceship. God help, have mercy on us. And they have a device that allows them to travel from world to world. Kind of like a Star Trek transporter, except it beams from reality to reality. And basically, in the backstory of this series, a similar event happened years and years ago, where there was this guy who united all the heroes together to fight off this oncoming darkness. And it's been passed down by legends over hundreds of years now. And that's kind of where the story begins, is where Don has been brought into this world. And now he's helping Kara to unite these heroes in order to try and find a way home for himself. Licia.
Why did you choose, like, it's not a bad thing, but why did you choose space as a theme opposed to, like, an alternate universe?
We are in an alternate universe, but space,
Okay.
like, Kara is from a world that is space combat simulators.
Oh, okay.
So that's like, it's kind of your Mass Effects, your Space Invaders, like, it's all rolled into kind of one world, because...
So it is like, okay.
Yeah, she's from a specific world, but like she's from the one that has the most advanced technology, so she's the one who has the ability to transport to the other worlds.
Yeah.
Right.
So, but it's still a video game space universe as
Yeah.
opposed to just space.
Okay.
It is actually not Final Frontier. That's what I'm saying.
Black Mage.
The set from the first scene. Where was that shot? It looks really nice.
That was shot in Hollywood Sports Park in downtown Los Angeles, in Bellflower, which is a fantastic place. And if you guys are ever in LA and you like playing airsoft or paintball, I highly recommend you go there. They are awesome, and they really took care of us and made sure that everything went well. Except for the last 5 minutes where they started playing music through the speakers, which pissed me off a little bit. But otherwise, they're fantastic, and they really were great. You lady in the back.
What's your target market, and what are you doing to appeal to women?
That's a very good question, actually. I personally have never written a female lead before, but I consider both Don and Kara to be equal leads to this. The events of the story are being driven a lot by Kara and her story. Her story is about trying to take back her throne. She was a space princess who had everything at her feet. She had everything thrown to her, given to her, and then one day, her whole family is murdered. And she has to grow as a character to become this soldier. We first see her already slightly developed into this soldier role, but it's also about her coming to grips with what's happened.
I'm not sure they realize that do you guys realize that the badass chick with the gun is the space princess?
Yeah.
We saw it at the beginning. Yeah, so like, space princess to me evokes like the idea of like Princess Peach with like a fishbowl on her head.
Well, that's actually kind of what she looks like in a flashback scene.
Really?
Yeah.
Amazing. But the point is that she's a badass, and I feel like it's fair to say that as opposed to helpless damsel, she can hold her own. You know,
Awesome.
she's tougher in some situations than Dawn. I think it's fair
In
to say.
every situation. I think like if we're gonna go by like arcs, like Kara's arc is about having become this badass, and it's about kind of like learning to control her anger and learning to control her like rage against the people who murdered her family.
Okay.
Whereas Don's arc is more about growth, about learning from Kara, learning how to fight, learning from the heroes. And like there are times we're gonna play on like the idea of the damsel in distress and play on the idea of like sort of reverse it a little bit at times, stuff like that. And I think it's good. I think you guys are gonna get a kick out of that.
Awesome.
Dan.
Will all the episodes be from the perspective of Don, or will there be times when Kara will take the lead and it'll be from her perspective? Because this is clearly completely from him.
Yes, pretty much all scenes are from both perspectives from now on, really. Like just like any show, when you've got one character doing something, they'll have the scene showing her. And if like Don and Kara mostly are in the same scenes together. Jen, great actress, Canadian native from Toronto.
I didn't know that. That's good.
Yeah.
Yay.
I noticed it when she said boots. And she's played the role really well, and that it's okay. This has been an exhausting few days.
Have a Timbit.
You may
This guy can have a Timbit.
have a Timbit.
Yeah. This is where we play out the metaphor of the fact that we literally don't have enough Timbits for everybody.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, did you guys catch that? Games.
Oh.
Well done.
Jesus blows in the fish.
The loaves and the fish?
Yeah.
We started with 3 Timbits, we ended with 80 French crullers and all these maple long johns. It was amazing. And all this
It's just like that.
Canadian Jesus.
I'll make a little point actually to what you said a second ago about when it switched to like with Don's spoken. Mostly it's from Don and Carrie's perspective because we have them kind of.
Is anyone named Jonathan Payne in here?
Because that is a badass name.
Okay.
I do know James Payne.
Alcoholic. Alcoholic.
See more butts?
Yes.
It's like it is set mostly from Don and Carrie's perspective, like combined. Like sometimes we're set from her, sometimes we're set from his. Don is kind of the protagonist of the series. I mean, it is mostly his journey, but it's Kara's journey as well. And there's going to be interesting times when it is slightly set from Menu's perspective as well, which I think is something I'm looking forward to doing.
Same.
In the future. Okay.
This guy, you never see him on the side.
Sorry, yes.
Get the
Star Power.
I was wondering, after looking at your idea, did you draw any inspiration from the Legend of Neil series?
I would say part of the reason I haven't actually decided on if I'm going to do a specific Zelda-esque episode because it's been done so much by Legend of Neil, and I think it was slightly like my decision to do the pilot as kind of like a prologue episode was inspired by the fact that Legend of Neil didn't do that. I think that's probably the most influence it really had on it, was that. I think the biggest influence might have been that really bad 90s TV show, Captain N, but like, I decided to do a good version of that. As I think you referred to it once as the Avenue Q to its Sesame Street.
You take Sesame Street and kind of grows up. It's sort of like this slightly more real-world stakes version of a Captain N.
Yeah. Until people start eating chicken eggs from a trash can.
Yeah.
Which will happen. In front.
Yes. How did you guys come up with the idea of My Life as a Video Game?
I got really drunk one day and started scribbling on a piece of paper. I'm actually not joking here. Basically, I was still at film school when I came up with the idea, and yes, I probably most likely was drunk at the time. And I wrote a pilot, and we were supposed to write a web series pilot. And originally, the pilot was supposed to be about a guy who gets pulled into games he reviews. I wanted to do a review show about a guy who gets pulled into those games and reviews them from the inside. And I changed my mind on that in the end because I felt like, there were so many people who do a review show, and I'm not like a critic or anything. I didn't want to do that. Brent was going to make a cameo just as floating Brent's floss head. And then I thought, I can make a way better show if he's a floating head the whole time. So I decided to make that. And
Joke's on you!
And we reshot the pilot in December. And from there. Yeah. There you go.
Two sort of. The second part's very important. Anyway, first one, other YouTuber cameos, and then second part is as fans supporting you. Is there anything that you can do in terms of likes or getting digital voice out there or doing viewing parties when it starts? Like, what can we do to help with growth?
Well, other YouTubers, well, we've got obviously Brent on board. In the first season, there's not there's no one else but Brent really in terms of like other major YouTubers. That's a really way of saying YouTubers.
YouTubers.
Yeah. But that's I do. There are big plans. I kind of can't say right now for what I have an idea for next season. Someone very big actually, both figuratively and literally. Okay, and the second answer to your second question, as far as getting the word out there, basically telling everyone to subscribe to Leon Unity is one of the best ways to make sure that when it airs, which we are aiming for September. I can't say a date yet because I don't know when my effects guy is going to finish everything. But it's about telling people about it, spreading the word, sharing it on Facebook, on Twitter. Follow us. Take one of these at the end, which or upside down. They have the Facebook, the Twitter, and the YouTube on there. So that's all you need to know about sharing it. I would love if you guys we're going to throw you viewing parties and it's like, hey, come and get a post. We're going to be selling some merch afterwards. We've got posters and these T-shirts. So if you want to come get some, wear it around and say, hey, what's this?
And as someone who as someone who's
exactly
having done videos for a while on the internet and seeing how the analytics work, one of the easiest ways to help is just put it on your Facebook page. If you like it, put it on your Facebook page and go, watch this is cool. That's all you need to do. It's the same way as if someone comes to you, or you know, have you ever had that moment where you realize, oh man, I've never had a plumbing problem. What plumber do I call? How do I do this? And somebody goes, oh, my brother's a plumber. Well, you're gonna call the brother. You know what I mean? In the same way, if your friends go to your Facebook page, their Facebook feed, and you, their friend, goes, watch this show. It's cool. They'll go, okay. I mean, I'm just telling you, that's how it works. So definitely stick around for like, you're gonna be going to the booth right after this?
Yeah, I think I'll be going to the booth right after
Cool.
this.
So t-shirts, posters, all that stuff, but I mean, that is, like, definitely stick around and get some of that stuff. But when the show comes out, the poster's actually not going to, like, directly, like, into the veins of the internet start momentum going, the way they're putting it on your Facebook page and just recommending it.
Who has a Twitter, quickly? Excellent, perfect. All right, we're going to try and do, around about on the day we do launch, the hashtag My Life is a Video Game. Because it's going to make a lot of people answer with a completely different thing, but it will definitely get trending, it will definitely get people interested in the idea of it. And when it does launch, we're going to launch episodes 1 and 2 at the same time. Because as Brent put it, we want to see Fry and Bender, no, like Leela and Bender. Leela and Bender.
Yeah.
Like,
Leela. You're making me English. No, but you know, like how Futurama debuted a two-parter, because the first episode was everything that got you to the point where Fry got into the future. But, you know, we want the debut to include what the show's going to be in the universe that it's going to be in.
And we want to see the hot chick and the robot.
Yes, exactly. Wow, that's exactly the case.
Yeah.
So, there you go. Yeah.
News, everyone.
You there.
Will we be seeing cameos from specific video game characters, or will they all be vaguely like a blue carpenter?
It's a me. Like.
There are two reasons. One is I don't want to get sued. I think kind of like having like the Mario stuff in the background in the bedroom is kind of okay. But if I started putting Mario in there without it being a direct parody, then there'd be a problem. Right. But it also allows us to free up and not do a specific game and say, hey, you did Double Dragon, why didn't you do Streets of Rage?
Yeah.
Or you did Mario, why didn't you do Sonic?
It really is more satire of genres.
Yeah. Because
so many, you know, that's why the reason genres exist is because we see things that are like other things. So instead of doing an entire three episode arc about one game, you know, like, sure, Final Fantasy, throw in some Phantasy Star, throw in some, you know, Dragon Warrior, that kind of thing. Not that we've written an RPG up, yeah, Breath of Fire, you know. We haven't written those yet, but, you know, that's... Say what?
As long as it's not Dragon Warrior.
Okay, I've never played it, so I'm going to take your word for it. Okay.
I will actually also say, it's not just for copyright reasons, but there is actually also a story reason why it's not specific video games as well. And that actually came out before I realized I'm going to get sued. So it's not a case of, oh, I'm going to get sued. Let me come up with this idea. It was a case of, I came up with this idea, and I go, oh, I might also get sued if I do real video games. Okay, great. Team Yoshi again.
When you eventually kill off Brent's character, will his twin brother be,
I am me. So
He is.
you forget it. I'm out of here.
I'm
trying my best. I'm not going to Now I'm gonna gracefully.
Nice.
How it goes. Anyone else with me say something?
Kingdom Hearts.
Gotta say, I love the like the really quick editing and like the cinematography looks really good. Can we expect that same level of like production on every episode, or
You can expect a lot better production.
Excellent. No, that's look amazing.
If you didn't excuse my French here, I don't know if that is something in camera. I really fucked up in the pilot. I really fucked up on the pilot, so it took a lot to make sure that a lot of it looks good, like a lot of it. But I'm going to give you guys a 10-second clip of the next episode.
Yeah, it switched itself off because you weren't using it.
Yeah,
Okay. Alright.
But it's
Hold on.
It's turned on.
Why? Since the lights are off?
There we go.
Okay.
There it is.
Alright, now I should warn everyone in advance, you are our beta testers here.
Yay.
This is like 10 seconds?
I'm just gonna take a random bit from it.
Gotcha.
And
Oh, to show how the production values.
yeah,
Yeah.
I just want like.
They definitely increase in the second
Alright,
episode and then on.
we'll take it from here for about 20-30 seconds, and I'll show you guys. Okay, there are no effects in this at all. Like yet, it's all completely raw footage. Hasn't been graded or anything yet. So. All sound. Wow.
Come on!
I'd really appreciate it right now. Somebody could just tell me, what in the hell is going on? Die, you coming pinko scumbags!
We killed the bad guys.
What do you mean? Oh, what I mean? I mean, why is everybody trying to kill me?
We're not trying to kill you. We're trying to kill us.
Oh, that makes me feel so much better. Listen.
Alright, that's all you guys get to see for now, because if I start doing it out, you're going to start seeing a green screen with him. Which, while it's always entertaining, doesn't quite look the same as when he's actually a floating head. Yeah, movie magic.
Do you want to show us a little bit of what it looks like before you ever edit any of it? Just like, because I'm just interested in it. We have some minutes left. So this is, it took me a while to get. Is this from the first camera or my new one?
Which one do you want?
The new one, please.
Alright.
For the pilot and I think the second episode, I shot on my old camera, then I got a slightly nicer one.
Alright.
But just so you know what it looks like, because this is in my apartment in New York, whereas they shot the rest of the series in LA. So I'm very much out there, just kind of.
Not a pretty one either. Long story, not a pretty one either.
Yeah, this is the funniest.
Long story, and not a pretty one.
But if you notice, I've got a green suit, much like the one that It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, but it's just enough on the back of my head to give me a weird little, like, green head lump. So, anyway.
Wow.
And I always, yeah, let's get real up on that face. There you go. Yeah.
Yes.
You look Tingle. I am like Tingle. Oh my god, I'm Tingle. It's you.
I don't know if I can forgive you just yet.
Okay, so.
Yeah. I don't know if I can forgive you just yet.
I'll tell you what we were very close to time when we were filming the actual live action stuff in LA, because we were supposed to film in 6 days, we ended up taking 9. Pilot was supposed to be shot in 1 day, it took 2. Fortunate thing about him shooting from New York is the fact that he's literally done a file, at least he started doing it this way, it's a file for every line now. So I'm just going to rename these and it's going to make editing so much easier. Okay. How long do we have? We've got about 10 minutes left, and after that we could be heading to the booth over there if anyone wants to go up by.
And so that I don't look rude, because Dan and I have a panel right after this, I'm going to plug it briefly. Right after this, do you know the room?
No.
There's a webcomic roundtable panel that my webcomic collaborator Dan Roth and I are going to be appearing at right after this, which is why we'll be cutting out about 3 minutes early just to find out where in the fuck that's going to be. We're going to find out in a second. Well, we're going to find out what the piece of paper is right there.
What's it called?
What's the webcomic roundtable? I did not mean to step on the end. I just was.
Fuck you.
Yeah. Right. So. The thing is, what I want you to do is be late to the webcomic roundtable. Go see Petra right after this.
It might
get a
be
flag
panel
and
B,
everything.
which is this.
This is C.
C, alright, whatever.
B is the only one that hasn't
B.
moved.
Gotcha.
I think it's in B.
Yeah, so go talk to this man after the panel, then run over to the webcomic roundtable once you've talked to him, shake his hand, slap his butt, and...
I'm very much okay with that.
Yeah.
My girlfriend is good. But,
a few more questions? Or...
Yeah, let's do a few more questions before we get out. Gaming...
Airlock World Champion.
Okay, no, yeah.
I saw that ABGN, the video game there. Do you guys have a partnership with them?
No, the game is being published by Square Attack Games, and I did some editing and work for Screw Attack at E3, and through that I got to know Greg quite well, and he's authorized the use of the AVG in game. You there? And I slightly assaulted earlier.
So you said that you're trying to unite all the like the video game heroes. Are you like trying to aim for like an Avengers style sort of like finale?
Oh yeah.
So characters we meet will probably come back and
Yeah. That huge guy, like his character's name is Sarge. He will be returning at least once in the second season's very first episode. This is the plan. Right at the second season. And like that's the kind of thing we're going for. Do that.
Is the entire story going to be only in the video game, or is it going to be like also in reality? Are you going to be able to switch over?
Spoilers. That'd be spoilers if I said unfortunately. Sorry.
Isn't that weird? You don't answer the question and it makes you excited. Question mark. Ooh.
That's how we'll the entire show.
Yeah, exactly. Intrigue. Now I'm interested.
I have to know, by the way, my DP Brian, my DP does not mean double penetration if he uses director of photography.
That was a strange clarification.
I have to clarify that because last time I said it, everyone was like, "You're double penetration."
Yeah. I was like, oh. And this one guy, which is weird. He's
kind of an expert.
Really talented.
He actually knew a couple of the writers from Lost, and they did not know what the fuck they were doing. They wrote the first season that was great. J.J. Abrams basically left after that to do Star Trek and stuff like that, and they had no fucking clue what.
It's almost like they were.
They didn't think they were going to make it past the first season.
Get out.
Great t-shirts.
Really bad joke incoming.
I was just going to say, I hope you guys don't pull up Mario Brothers 2 and turn the whole thing into a dream at the very end. That would just be rude.
That I can promise will not happen. I didn't even know it happens, but I'm promising that it won't happen.
If it does, I won't kill.
There's no joke scratches out. I have to say there is a joke about that. Eventually. You have to promise.
What was going on in your head when you thought, let's have Brent be a floating head, and was there alcohol involved?
As I said, when I came up with the idea for the original project, I was drunk. Most likely, because I used to drink quite a bit when I was in college. And as you will attest, the idea came from basically the fact that I wanted to have Brent make a cameo as Brent Floss. And I looked at his profile picture on Twitter, which is basically a floating head. And I thought, wouldn't it be funny to make Brent appear as a floating head in a dream sequence? And then it just became, you know what, I can make this into a real thing. And we actually had him appear as decide that. I thought it's a good idea. I thought it's kind of been done before, like with Zordon and Holly and Red Dwarf. And I thought this is not a bad idea. You know, it can work. But I gave him hands.
Yes.
Quick small one. Brent, your new Twitter pic. Petros was saying that the new footage is not exactly how you're going to look. Is that actually from that?
No, those are two different things. I'm working on a video that, if you remind me tomorrow at my panel to mention the Metroid video, all you need to know is I'm working slowly with a computer animator on a Metroid video who did a polygonal version of my head. Pretty independent, in fact, wholly independent.
thing that's like scaring the shit out of me.
It's supposed to look like,
I like really scary
like an Andros, or like, what's that DS game with
Brain Age.
There you go, the Brain Age type. Yeah, I like that good.
It's the Uncanny Valley thing, dude. We have about 5 minutes left, so let's just, I'm going to take 3 more questions.
One quick one. Had you two known each other before this happened? Or?
Yeah. We've known each other for about 4 years.
Is it that long? I think 10 was when we met, right? Early 10?
Yeah,
So
we
three
beginning
years.
of 10, I'll say.
Yeah, 3.5.
3.5, yeah. It was just after about 6 months after I went to New York. Any other questions? Well, now I feel awful saying 3 more questions.
I go. So you're launching this on YouTube, and do you expect to go to like Blip or any other big sites?
I've been considering it, but it won't be instantaneously. We want to, the best way to build an audience, and with all due respect to people who are on Blip and stuff like that, the best way to build an audience is through YouTube.
Oh yeah.
And there is a subscribe button. There is kind of a subscribe button on Blip, but it doesn't work half the time, and you don't always get the updates.
Web seems like an amazing place for Channel Awesome and the
Yeah.
wilderness for everybody else,
Yeah.
from my perspective.
Yeah. Blip is basically the player you have if you want to, if you draw people to your website.
Right, exactly.
Want people to find you.
Exactly.
Okay, one more question.
Will the series eventually go to DVD/Blu-ray? You think?
Yes, it will. It's actually one of our rewards from our Kickstarter was the DVD/Blu-ray. Now, before you all go, I want you all to shout out my life as a video game on camera for me. 1, 2, 3.
My life is a video game!
All right, thank you very much, guys. We'll be over at the Rental Floss thing over there.